back to that Hour of Power. I am Joe. Brandon is here.
Yo, Joe. What do you know?
Hey, Brandon, that house looks too happy. I can't believe you remodeled your house like that
It's
and made
perfect.
it
I
look
like it.
amazing like that.
A lot of rooms.
But when I watch stuff like The Munsters, The Addams Family, Tales from the Crypt, I always ask my daughter, will you buy me that house?
You asked your
Yes,
daughter to buy you that house?
buy me the Munsters house. I'll take it. That is my actual dream home, the Addams Family house.
You know, with
Yes,
the you're
yes.
gonna have the dragon still underneath the stairs?
I would have a spot, would be under the stairs there. I just can't think of a better house
Mm.
than that. But what do? You make a nice looking house, not cobwebby, not moody,
No, yeah.
just gorgeous. So we're doing Tales from the Crypt.
Mm.
As far as
Well,
I
so,
know, this is the
well,
first filmed version of the comics Tales from the Crypt.
well, you gotta remember, you sent Tales from the Crypt to some of our audience. They don't know what year this one is, and two, they might be thinking of HBO Tales from
Hold
the
on, wait,
Crypt.
wait, 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 wait. I think you're getting ahead of yourself there a little bit. This is good. Our audience, a lot of them will know that show. I should probably change that. Our audience will know that show. People you talk to won't know that show. They
Hmm?
will totally have forgotten that show. They won't know that show. I'm totally convinced of it. That if you go, hey, ever seen that Tales from the Crypt HBO show? What are you talking about? What's that?
No way. Come
Oh
on.
yeah, yes, way, yes, yes.
No way, dude. There's no way.
There is way, yes.
I
You
mean,
okay? When you're at work, I know you encounter a lot of people at work. Ask them,
yeah.
just ask them. You ever
I mean,
seen
come on.
that
That was
Tales
like
from the
every.
Crypt show?
That's like everybody's childhood, waiting late at night to watch Tales from the Crypt.
Wait, that was our childhood, Brandon. That was our
Okay.
childhood to watch Tales from the Crypt, the
Yeah.
HBO show.
Yeah.
Um,
I used to be scared of the
now
part when it goes
did
down the steps.
oh yes, and maybe we can talk about that show later. But we're starting right here with the as far as I know, it's the first film version of the Tales from the Crypt comic books. Tales from the Crypt EC Comics put that
Hmm.
out
Hmm.
probably now, and maybe they're not known for Mad Magazine anymore. Maybe nobody knows what that is anymore. Our audience will, won't they, Brandon?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, so let's hop right into this, Brandon, because I know you're like, I can see you over there chomping at the bit for this. What is the Rotten Tomato scores for this Tales from the Crypt 1972 movie version?
It has Peter Cushing in it, so I'm gonna say the critic score gave it a 71. There's Peter
You're
Cushing is in there. I mean, a
not in
small
a
role,
you
but
are you not in a good mood today?
no, I just when it comes, it seems like when it comes to old movies, sometimes they don't get a lot of good critic scores.
Wait a minute. I mean, you're talking about just some regular nutball who refuses to watch movies. Now, we're talking about the professional critics, not people like us that like movies. Critics don't necessarily.
I don't know. I mean,
That's right.
shit,
I went there. I said it. I said it.
it's hurt my
Some of you
feelings.
professional critics don't like movies.
I don't even think they
Anyway,
watched them.
anyway, that's a whole nother show. 90%. 90%.
90% for critics.
It is a fresh, certified fresh, ripe, delicious tomato. Okay.
I am so surprised.
All right. So what is the audience score?
I was gonna say audience score wasn't 90.
Um 69%.
Did they watch the movie?
I don't know. There's 2,000 plus ratings from the audience and only 20 critics' reviews registered here. So, man, I don't know. I guess 69% is pretty good. And you got to remember, Brandon, sometimes we do get lost in this, that we only do the Rotten Tomatoes scores for fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's just kind of just there, and the amount of people we meet that swear on these reviews, on these scores, I should say. But anyway, this one is from 1972. Again, I can't stress that enough.
I'm disappointed in
Now,
it.
Brandon, what's it about?
Oh, what's the Tales from the Crypt about?
That's right. It's about 5 strangers who get lost in a crypt, and after meeting the mysterious Crypt Keeper, receive visions of how they will die. Yes.
Really? Really? I was
Yes.
going to say that.
I know you were going to say that because
You're going to say 5 different
you
stories from 5 different dead people? Well, the Crypt Keeper
Okay,
is telling
so
me 5 different stories of 5
so the
different dead
Crypt
people.
Keeper, this has got quite a cast. This has got Ralph Richardson as the Crypt Keeper. And I know you and I grew up with Ralph Richardson in a couple of films. I'm going to see if you can name the 2 I'm thinking of, because he's done a whole lot. Well, there's like 3 films that I remember watching a lot when I was a kid that he was in. Gee, there's 4. Oh, okay. Can you name
more?
Can you name one, Brandon? Okay, that's right, Brandon. Dragon Slayer. That's right.
What?
That's right. Ralph
What are you playing in
Richardson.
Dragon Slayer? What are you playing in Dragon Slayer?
Are you serious? Did you not see Dragon Slayer?
No, I've seen it. I'm just asking, what part did he play?
Well, apparently you did not see it, because you would be jumping up and down and saying he was the wizard.
Oh, no, I didn't watch it.
You didn't see Dragon Slayer?
No, I've seen Dragon Slayer, but I don't remember being a wizard. I don't.
What?
I'm looking at that. I don't believe you. I'm going to Dragon Slayer right now.
Does that mean we're going to have to do Dragon Slayer later?
Oh, shit.
Oh! All right, Brandon. Here's another one, Time Bandits. Oh, my God. Don't you dare hate on Time Bandits.
I just watched that.
You hate Time Bandits, Brandon?
No, I love Time Bandits.
Do you remember him in Time Bandits? Oh, my God, Brandon. We're going to have to do Time Bandits now. And
We
the
already
other
did
one that I remember watching a few when I was a kid was Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan.
I didn't watch that.
What the mother of what the?
No, I didn't watch that.
You heard it here first, folks. Brandon has not seen Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, which means he's going to have to see it. I envy that. He's going to get to go back and see it for the first time. I wish I could do that sometimes with some movies. Watch it again for the first time. But anyway, you also have Peter Cushing, who gives excellent performance, as he always does. Peter Cushing.
You're not even a small role.
You have Joan Collins in this. You've got Richard Green. You got Patrick McGee. This is directed by Freddie Francis. Yes, that's right. He has done lots of Hammer films. He's directed those. The Creeping Flesh, Son of Dracula. So The Creeping Flesh also had Peter Cushing in it. Also, Trog. There you go. I know, Trog. He did Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. You know, he did a bunch of Hammer films. Did a bunch of these. This is an Amicus production. This is like I don't know. It was active there from, gosh, where was I had that date pulled in the 60s and 70s. It's also a British production company, kind of made things similar to Hammer, kind of doing that. I've seen a bunch of these. They also made a couple of are you ready for this, Brandon? Doctor
Yeah.
Who movies.
Is that the one with Peter Cushing in it?
Yeah, with Peter Cushing. And that might make Peter Cushing like the second best Doctor, just because he's Peter Cushing.
Uh, you know what? I think you're the first person ever that ever said that.
I am. Nobody else in the world you think has ever said that Peter
I don't
Cushing is
think no,
probably the
literally, I
second
don't think
best
so.
Doctor behind Tom Baker.
No, seriously.
Well, you might want to get on your Doctor Who nerd forums and see if anybody has ever said that then.
Well, some of them don't even count the movie as part of canon, actually. So,
Well, it's part of canon, so they can suck it. It's part of canon because I made it part of canon right now.
but the thing is, literally, Joe, I'm not even joking. I'm dead serious. I don't think I ever heard anybody say that.
Okay, so this has
That's blowing my mind right now.
it has a few. This is yeah, I think we already said that, but the tales that are in this are "And All Through the House," which is the homicidal Santa cost story, "Reflection of Death," "The Poetic Justice," "Wish You Were Here," and "Blind Alleys." Which I when they did all the reprints there when the show came out on HBO, I went and bought a whole bunch of those, bunch of collections of those. What do you think, Brandon? I think I said I like this movie. I like this movie quite a bit. I saw this when I was a teeny bopper, probably after the HBO show. But of course, it was Peter Cushing was in it, and there was a point where you just watch everything Peter Cushing is in. What about you, Brandon? Can you remember the first time you saw this? Was it around the time when the show came out? Did you happen to catch it before that show came out?
You want me to be honest with you?
You just watched it for the first time last week.
Yeah, basically. This was my first time actually ever seeing the movie.
Oh, that's good. We all are in different paths. I just found out you've never seen Dragon Slayer or Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan. So
It was Tarzan,
you
not the
got
Dragon.
those two things there, since you can't remember Ralph Richardson in there.
I don't.
And that guy, he's been around for a long time. He did a lot of things. So everybody's probably seen him in something. I like this movie. I like the way it looks. I like the way the Amicus movies looked, and of course the Hammer films. Hammer most likely was a little bit better looking at their filmography. They did quite a lot of different things. They did The Land That Time Forgot. They did The Madhouse. I think that one is, yeah, that's the one with Vincent Price. I Monster, which is let me see I think that's what it is. If that's what it is. That is a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde adaptation with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. Those guys. You got, and now the screaming starts. You've got They Came from Beyond Space, The Deadly Bees. So there's lots of different stuff that they've done. But we do have our good friend Mark on also. Let's bring him up and see what he thinks about this Tales from the Crypt. And I know he doesn't have this.
Have what?
If he has like a Crypt Keeper puppet or something.
He's
I bet
Motu.
yeah, no, I bet if the Crypt Keeper was like crossed over with the Turtles and Motu, he would have it.
Oh yeah.
Let's bring him up there.
That'd be a mess.
Hey, Mark, how's it going, sir?
Mark here.
Mark from the Toys of the Time Gone By.
Hello there.
Mark Motu.
Hey. So, Mark, we are talking about the 1972 Tales from the Crypt. What do you think of this?
I like it. I like these type of movies. I like for me they're more I like the stories, the separate stories on these horror movies. Just like Creepshow and what do you call that? There's other ones like The Vault of Terror.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
EC,
I kind of like that.
Vault of
in
Horror.
addition to
Vault of
Tales from
Horror.
the Crypt, they had many different titles: Vault of Horror, Tales from the Crypt. You know, they had the Vault Keeper, they have the Crypt Keeper.
I like
Some
that.
of these stories are based on Vault of Horror tales. I think Tales from the Crypt is probably the better known title. So, did you ever get the comics, Mark? The Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror comics?
Unfortunately, no, I never had that. I may wait a minute.
No, I mean not even the reprints.
Well, I may have had here and there, like comics here and there that I might have had, but I don't remember 100%. But I've had so many comics that is a possibility that I did have a few of the horror comics. And actually, if I started actually drawing a horror comic
Oh,
years ago that I wanted to try to, because I kind of like was I got influenced by the Tales from the Crypt, and I wanted to do like a horror comic, and I started drawing one, and I still have some of the pictures on my computer somewhere where I drew like the cover of some of these, and I thought it was very interesting to come up with these stories, you know, come up with different horror stories.
okay. So what? Did you watch the HBO show?
Yeah. And I watched Demon Knight,
Oh yeah, the
the
movie.
movie.
Maybe we'll get to that. We've never done that movie.
I like the show. I like the, you know,
No, maybe we did do that movie.
I go back to like a lot of like Monsters and Twilight Zone and
Yeah,
and
so
like,
all of those shows,
Tales
Twilight
from the
Zone,
Dark Side.
Outer Limits, Tales from the Dark Side,
I like that
Monsters.
stuff.
Yes. So did you ever read? Did you ever get to read any of the comic books? Or
Well, like I said, I did have a lot of comic books that went through my hands, and a lot of my favorite comic books were a lot of my favorites were like X-Men and, you know, those type of Marvel comic books. And I had so many comics that I know I had a few of these types of comics, and I must have had a chance to read some of them, but I just can't remember. It's been so
Yeah.
long ago.
yeah, so this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories in it. Of course, Peter Cushing is in it. He plays a grieving widower who is severely mistreated by his neighbors.
Yeah.
As
One
always, a fantastic, outstanding performance. You've got And All Through the House, which, of course, is the Santa Claus, which I believe was
My
done
favorite.
in the first season of the show.
It was, yes.
I want to say it was in. I want to say it was in the Creep Show.
No, the Santa Claus was in Tales from the Crypt.
Was it?
It was the first. Actually, I think it was the first episode.
I don't know.
It was the first episode.
Shut up, Joe. Shut it.
And actually, the actor who played Santa Claus in that first episode was the guy who played. Remember the movie Night of the Scarecrow?
That guy. Yeah.
He played. What's his name?
Is that Larry Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah,
played
so he
Santa Claus.
was also in Darkman.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think they did a good job on these. It's the movie itself is rated PG. It's pretty brutal.
It seemed like it was PG.
Yeah, it's got some brutal things in it. Mark, your favorite one is And All Through the House?
Absolutely. That's my favorite.
Brandon, do you have a favorite segment from this movie?
Yeah, it's the one with Peter Cushing, actually.
Peter Cushing?
Yeah.
That's a fantastic one.
Evidently, if you look up on eBay the comics, they're pretty expensive now.
The originals?
Yes. They're pretty expensive.
Okay.
I wanted to get some,
So
but there's just too much money.
what made the Peter Cushing one the best for you, Brandon?
Well, it was mostly Peter Cushing, one, his acting, and then two, it made me feel sorry for the character because he really didn't do anything wrong, and it was the neighbor's son that was trying to not bully him out of the home, but this showing how much satisfaction it was when he came back and ripped his heart out and wrote a note. You know what I mean? And the heart
Yeah.
was still beating. You know,
Yeah.
that's that good old practical effects and stuff like that. So I liked it a lot more. It was a sad story, and it kind of like I wish something happens to him, and boom, something did happen to him. And like I
Mhm.
said, Peter Cushing's acting was really great. Everybody's acting was great, but I love Peter Cushing. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Mark, what made It All Through the House your favorite?
Well, I like the innocence of the evil of it, sort of the flow of it. Like you have the innocence of Santa Claus, and then you have the evil that could happen. You got that crazy guy who escaped from the insane asylum, and they put a radio. They say on the radio, this guy has escaped from the insane asylum. Watch out! And he's at the door, and the daughter actually lets him in and all that. But she kind of did. The funny thing is, she almost kind of deserved it because she murdered her husband.
What? Yeah. Yep.
So it kind of like was like, oh well, an eye for an eye.
Yeah.
It was good.
Absolutely. So you could recommend this, Brandon?
oh yeah, no doubt.
Mark, were you surprised this was the first time Brandon had seen this?
Um, I don't know if I'm really surprised, but no, it's
Oh.
not that. It's because no, it's because it's a very the truth of the matter is it's a it's in a way kind of obscure.
You're probably right because Brandon was just commenting that everybody knows Tales from the Crypt, the
I mean, we
HBO
know
show, and
the show.
I am questioning if people still know that show. People like us know the show. Our audience knows the shows, but what about the regular people? Do they know the show?
I think probably people of our age group knows the show, and the
So
young
do
people
you think
don't.
the term Tales from the Crypt, do you think that is like out there enough that people have heard that and they kind of know that, and I'm just being too hard on people?
I don't think that when you say Tales from the Crypt to like a young person, most of the time they're not going to, unless they're a horror buff, they're not going to know Tales from the Crypt.
Well, I am increasingly shocked by meeting people who say they're horror buffs and they haven't watched some horror movies. Maybe I'm being too hard on those people. Maybe I am, but I mean, maybe they've started their journey, but they never say that. They say they love horror and they're a horror buff, and you ask them about a horror movie, and they go, well, "I've never seen that."
Yeah, but
Well, then go watch it. No,
what did they really watch? They probably watch all the new shit, which is
You're probably right. You're probably
which
right.
is those teeny type of horror movies that come out that are goofy.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, everybody. What do you guys out there think? Do you think that maybe I'm just too hard on people? Maybe Tales from the Crypt is more well known than I think. Maybe
You know what?
maybe it is. Maybe it's out there more. Maybe
I
the
have
show.
to say something
Yeah.
about you. The thing is, you're passionate about it, and when you find somebody who just doesn't know, I think that it kind of disappoints you.
Well, yeah, you know what? Just to expand on that, I think a lot of times what baffles me is through talking to some of these people, their lack of curiosity about other horror, older
Yeah.
horror, different horror, you know, for
If
lack of a better way to put it, you know, they just kind of like
if you're
kind of
into if you're
shrug because I've always been, I love horror. I've loved horror since I was a kid. I've always wanted to see horror, all kinds of horror. I don't have just one specialty horror that I watch, and that's all I watch. I watch psychological horror,
yeah,
slashers, gothic horror being probably my favorite horror. What about you, Brandon? Did you ever talk to anybody like that? And they're just kind of like, I only watch these horror movies,
Yeah,
and I don't go and expand my horror movie horizons. Do you ever
I
talk
know a
to
lot of
anybody
people
like that?
who I know a lot of people who don't watch slashers. Um, I know a lot of people who don't like watching like psychological or kind of like exorcism type horror movies. Because some people say that is one is too fake or is too real. Um, it's a little mind boggling. Like, remember I was kept talking about the sci-fi horror when I
Yeah.
talk about like aliens and stuff like that. Some people don't consider that sci-fi horror. They just say it's sci-fi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I mean, I've recently I've encountered these two fellows who say they don't like horror. I'm like, okay, well, why? Because they tell me it's all the same. It's cheesy and it's all the same, and I'm like, you're not watching the right ones because it's just like any other genre. There's like subgenres. There's different. There's you might like the psychological horror more. Yeah, I mean, I'll go to the gothic horror more than probably anything, but there are some slashers I don't like. I don't care for. You know, I get that. I get why people wouldn't want to watch those.
But
I kind of get why people wouldn't want to watch demon possession movies. I kind of get that, but
then also too, Joe, you got some people that I mean, and it can be older people from our generation, this new generation. The new generation really won't watch none of the horror movies that we'll watch because they think they're cheesy. You know,
yeah, and this has been an ongoing discussion on the show since the show started with Jesse's like sometimes I think I don't understand the term cheesy anymore.
hmm
And in particular this goes back to the 89 Batman
huh?
when people were calling that campy and cheesy.
The '89 Batman.
Yeah, like what are they talking about? Do I not understand the term anymore? Because that's nowhere because the 66 Batman was intentionally campy and made to be campy, and they
Right.
intentionally made the 89 Batman not campy. But anyway, you can apply that to some horror, like probably a Nightmare on Elm Street. Some of
No,
those
they.
are intentionally made to be campy, and the original is not. I don't know. We're getting off on a weird tangent that might make it for a better show, separate, but that's always fun. So, Mark, you can recommend this movie or not?
I recommend the movie. I think that people should see it if they want to see where the actual if people just know the show, the TV show, and they don't know where it came from, they really should go back and watch this movie to find out where it came from.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. You're right because this movie did inspire. It inspired Creep Show.
Yep.
It inspired them to make the Tales from the Crypt show for HBO. I mean, that
Yep.
was.
But
Which
the
is a
good
great,
thing, the
great
good thing
show.
about it is the movie it has snippets of short stories in there, and they don't do movies like that anymore, neither.
Yeah, these anthology movies. You're probably
I
right.
like,
They don't do them that much anymore. I mean, the VHS series has done a lot of those. But I mean, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head without looking it up. Can you think of any, Mark?
what
I mean,
the
Mark and I have done a couple of the VHS movies.
what do you what you what are you what would you what were you asking me?
He's talking about horror anthologies. I can
Oh.
only think of off the top of my head new horror anthology. I can only think
new
of
horror anthologies.
yeah, horror anthology movies. Off the top of my head, I can only come up with the VHS right now. I know there's got to be more.
Oh, VHS, yes. Oh boy, there has to be more. Maybe Insidious.
Was that an anthology
Because
with different stories inside it, like this one?
Different stories. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like this one. I mean, back then there was even Twice Told Tales, which was there was of course there was this one. There was a Vault of Horror.
There is a new Creep Show that came out in the 2000s.
Oh, okay.
But I can think so. Okay. Creep Show 3, which was
I heard that's the best Creep Show.
Don't know about that.
I never heard that from anyone.
They try to go and pick up, on the last Creep Show and put it out there with all these fancy looking.
All right. So we are. This show is not going to come out the same weekend as it, but we are recording it the weekend that Final Destination, the new one, came out.
Oh, God.
And that's how excited I am.
Why?
And how excited Brandon is about the new Final Destination movie. Neither one of us wanted to see that movie or do that movie. So we picked a classic. And a classic that Brandon has not seen. So it's a new classic to him.
Yes. And
it's
a good classic, too.
If you have not seen this, check it out. I mean, I really probably my favorite is also the Peter Cushing one in it, but probably my second favorite in this would be the Blind Alley.
Yeah,
that was fantastic. The Blind Alleys, that was great, and that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it kind of gave me a Saw vibe.
Yeah, that was a brutal one. So,
what about the guy? Were you talking about the guy? Wait, which one was when the guy was got into an accident? He was a zombie, and he went back to the
reflection of death.
Died. And,
that's a But the Blind Alley is the house for the blind man, and the new administrator is treating him like crap. So much so that one of them dies. So they get their vengeance on him.
Do you remember? Do you remember the one with Karen Black in it? She did all the stories. What was that?
Trilogy of Terror.
That's right? Another one.
Yeah. See, there you go. All right. So yes, if you have not seen this, check that out. Especially if you like gothic horror. I mean, I don't know if this is gothic for this is a correct term, but I mean, if you're a fan of Tales from the Crypt comic books, the Tales from the Crypt HBO show, and you haven't seen this for some reason, check this out. If you're just looking for something different, horror-wise, something that's
excuse me,
not what the check this out. I can't say it enough. Check this movie out.
You're going to lock it a lot.
All right,
a lot.
And we'll talk to you all next time.
Later, guys.
Motu.